Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. Okay, I'm starting off my reboot with this Keto Calm, the apple, and it is delicious. So this is what I'm drinking right now. And so for a lot of you, we're going to talk about the 60-hour keto reboot. We're going to talk about this lifestyle. We are going to talk about how we got here and just how to help people go further faster, or how to help this fit you. Not what other people say that you should do, or not all of the other keto Facebook groups, but I want this to be different. And the reason it's different here on the Keto Mom page is because our family has chosen to make this a lifestyle, something that we do long term. And so oftentimes I will have people go, man, like this doesn't follow the exact way somebody else does. Or a big question that everybody asks is, hey, some people say I can do this. Some people say I can eat this way. Other people, like, why are you eating that? On this page, I was told I can't. I want to tell you something. There's a big difference between a diet and a lifestyle. And a diet oftentimes only lasts for a short amount of time, right? People will sometimes go to the point where they are feeling starved, or they're feeling deprived, or they're getting frustrated, but they'll get to where they reach their goal for a short period of time, and you want to know what happens? They drop it because vacation came, summer came, whatever happened, and then a year later they have to start over again. That's not what we're going to do here, and that's not our goal. Our goal and our family's goal was to truly help people make this a lifestyle, to help people go, I can sustain this, I can eat, I'm not starving, I feel really, really good, and I can help my kids do the same. So while we are chatting, I'm going to drink my Keto Calm. If you've been watching, the company that I love, so we're going to talk a little bit about how to eat, how to track food. We're going to talk about a lifestyle. We're going to talk about a product that I love. There's only a couple rules here. If you are brand new here, if you've been here for a long time, maybe you've heard me say a couple of things like take off your black robe. What does that mean? This page is not for you to come in here and judge people. This page is not for you to say, hey, you're doing it wrong, or you're doing it this way, or you shouldn't do that. It's to collaborate together. It's to go, this is working for me, or maybe try this. Or we go after something called good, better, best. It is not about perfection. It is about a journey, right? It is about you working on the best that you can. Some people go super strict, dive all in 1 week. Some people, it takes a year to get to where they want to be. And that's okay, right? And so take off your black robe. You are not here to judge people. I'm not here to judge you. We are here to work together, to collaborate, and to help this be somebody's journey that they will long-term, in the end, become a better mom or a better dad or a better employee, a better boss, whatever that is. That's the point of this page. So we're going to dive in. I'm going to talk about this keto reboot later on, but I'm actually going to, my dog is driving me nuts. And so I'm going to have him, I'm going to boot him down the stairs. I don't even know if you can hear his little paws all over the floor, but he's like acting so funny. So here we go. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. If you're brand new here, you're gonna see some fun things. Sometimes I involve my kids. So I do have a name. My name is Stephanie, and I've got 4 girls. We homeschool, and hold on. This is so good. So if you're doing the reboot, I'm a little late to the game because I was watching a movie with the girls. But we got 4 girls, we homeschool. They are 10, 8, 6, and 5. And we do this together, and we've been able to make this a lifestyle. And so I'm gonna get to some Q&A at the end of some common questions, but I wanna start with something. We're gonna start from the very beginning, because oftentimes people come here and however you found the page, right? Maybe somebody tagged you in it, maybe you shared something, which I'm super thankful for. Thank you for doing that. But a lot of times people go, what in the world is ketosis? What are ketones? What is Keto Mom? What is this, right? So there are 2 ways, well, there's actually 3 ways. And what is ketosis? It's a state of just having your body, well, okay, let's back up. Your body can produce ketones. So a lot of people go, is this a fad? I don't think so, because the ketogenic diet has been around for a long time. And it started with medical reasons, right? And then from there, we started realizing all of the benefits of ketones. So you can do the super strict ketogenic diet. People go, what in the world is that? So that is eating approximately, and this is approximations, everybody's different, approximately 80% fat, 15% protein, 5% carbs. So how do you do that? You eat a lot of fat, moderate protein, low carb. This isn't eating high fat, no carb. And so if you do it a certain way, and if your body works how it's supposed to, or if you get to the point, it took my husband 4 weeks to get his body into nutritional ketosis. When my husband started this 5 years ago, I was like, babe, what are you doing? He was mixing butter in his coffee. He came home and started eating this crazy fat. Now, back then, I was eating chicken nuggets, pizza, corn dogs, Debbie snacks. We had little girls back then, and I just did whatever I could do to survive. And I thought he was crazy because we all were kind of brainwashed in this no fat, low fat lifestyle. Eat 6 meals a day, you're gonna be great, start up your metabolism, right? How do you think that's been working over the last couple of years? Just look at people's health in general and how they're feeling. So my husband ventured on this ketogenic diet. I went the opposite way. I helped him fail miserably for 2 years because I did not want to cook that way. Now, we did end up on the same page, and for the last 3 years, we've been doing it together. So if you want your body to produce ketones, you have to eat a certain amount of fat, proteins, carbs. Even if you eat even higher protein and you're really restrictive on your carbs, it is possible. Now here's the deal. There are some people that will go, you don't have to take a product, or you don't have to do this. If you're starving, your body will start producing ketones. And so you need to understand something. If you eat too many carbs, or maybe even too much protein, or if you're not getting enough sleep, or if you're too stressed, your body will stop producing ketones. It's how it works. My husband went in ketosis and out of ketosis, and in ketosis and out of ketosis. I watched him do it. He was pricking his finger, testing his blood, weighing his food, measuring everything. I mean, I'm not sure if any of you have done that, but that looked stressful, and I was not gonna do that. Now, after he did it for a long enough time, he drew a line in the sand. He's like, Stephanie, whatever you make, that's fine. I'm not gonna eat it. He started coming home from work. He started making his own food, mixing everything up with butter, and eventually I joined him because I was standing right here in my kitchen. It looked a little different at that time. I remember looking across to my table, which is on the other side of the camera, and I was like, I'm helping my husband and my family fail. Like, it's my fault because my kids were all huddled around my husband's food, and they were eating the vegetables and the meat and the butter, and they loved it. And I was like, who wants lasagna and garlic bread? And they're like, we want Dad's food. And it dawned on me that my husband was coming home from work and he had more energy, more focus. He was able to play with the kids. He didn't need a nap. He was just happier, and he was actually having success with fat loss. And so our whole mind shifted. Now, it wasn't easy, but I just need you to understand something. Your body can produce ketones, and that's awesome, right? Or you can drink them. We're gonna talk about this in a little bit. What are some benefits of being in ketosis? Whether you're doing it diet-wise, whether you're drinking a product. I will show you some benefits. Some benefits of being in ketosis: better mood, better sleep. I call this my mom fuel. Fat loss, focus, energy, digestion. Let's see, better skin, better mood. Maybe I should read my notes, huh? Focus, strength gain. Ketones are help with muscle preservation. I honestly have never had more definition ever. And I'm not a massive weightlifter, but ketones help with muscle. Ketones help with the way you intake oxygen. And so it's phenomenal for so many people, right? There are people that have to be in ketosis due to medical reasons. I'm not a doctor. I'm a mom. My family has been on this journey for 3 years. And we've just gotten to sit and listen to these doctors and experts for a long time in this keto space. And so I've learned a lot, I've taken in a lot, and I've implemented a lot into my family. And as we do it, we just have been sharing with you. And so I hope it's helpful. So these are some of the benefits. Now, you can do the strict keto diet like I talked about. That's great, right? I started with this. This is what I'm gonna show you what I started with. There's an orange one because I started when there was only an orange product. I'm gonna talk about this in a little bit, but I wanna talk to you how to start. How do you start this lifestyle? How do you start this without feeling like the water's over your head, you're already drowning, like you're frustrated, there's too many rules and regulations to follow? I used to go to the grocery store in the very beginning when I finally said, okay, babe, I'm gonna do this with you because I saw the benefits and I knew that it would just be overall beneficial for our family. I used to go to the grocery store and I would cry every time I came home. I would cry because I would walk up and down the aisles. I didn't understand it. My husband wanted me to cook high fat, low carb, and it just was hard, right? When you're so used to eating out of a box, or you're counting pennies to try to get by groceries because you're on one income, or it doesn't matter what it is, when you're switching over to eating differently, it's overwhelming, and especially when you're trying to feed 6 people. But it was a long-term thing. It took me one step at a time, one meal at a time, one box out the door, one new vegetable in the house, in the refrigerator, and that's what we did. And so we're gonna talk about how we started, and that's what I did. I said, okay, I've gotta back up a little bit. I'm gonna start with breakfast. And all I did was every time a box of cereal ran out, I didn't buy it anymore. When the bagels were gone, they were gone. When the bread was gone, it was gone. I stopped buying the breakfast items. And what I did is I took a piece of paper just like this one. I wrote down I'm a homeschool mom, okay? So I have markers and I've got construction paper. I would put down our options. I'm gonna show you this at the end of all of the food that we would have, and I would go on the refrigerator and I'd go, okay, what are we having for breakfast? And that's what I would do with our kids. And it just helped me stay mentally focused and not to get overwhelmed. But this is how I help people start. Now, again, on this page, you can do whatever you want. If you need help with food, message me and I will help you with food. If you want to start with this, I'm going to tell you and be real. This is where I started. My husband started with the ketogenic diet. I started with the product. What is this? This puts you in ketosis in under an hour. It's a powder. You put it in some water. You put it in a shaker bottle right here. We're going to talk about water in a minute. You shake it up and you drink it. You drink it in the mid-morning of your day. You can drink it before your workout. You can drink it in the afternoon. There's no right or wrong way. I'll walk you through how to do it. But this is where I started. This is my life preserver. This got my head above the water. I went away for a 3-day weekend to a homeschool conference, and my husband sent me away with this. I only tried this because my husband asked me to. My husband's always loved health and fitness. He kind of derailed for a couple years and he got back on track. But if you have a spouse that loves health and fitness, then you have probably a spouse that loves to try supplements. And there was lots of yucky things coming in our house. Tasted like mud, tasted like dirt, tasted like grass. And I was like, I'll try it. I'm gonna hate it. And so I tried it for the first time, and I called him up the entire day I was in a conference, and I was like, what is this stuff? I was like, I'm focused. I feel like I've got a clear head. It's 3 o'clock and all these moms are like, they need a nap, and I'm still sitting in this conference going, I feel great. And so I called him for 3 days. I didn't know what it was. All I knew was I was drinking pure therapeutic ketones and I never felt better. So I went home, and here's the deal. I tell most people, if you would have came to me, if any of you would have came to me and said, hey, Stephanie, you should try this, I would have said, no, thanks. I don't struggle with my weight, because that's why most people start keto, try to get ketones in their body, or drink this. They want fat loss. We've already talked about the benefits, but I'm gonna reiterate that in a little bit. Ketones are not just for fat loss. Is it a great byproduct or is it a great benefit? Yes, and there's a lot of people having great success with that. But I would say my most favorite thing of this, or being in ketosis, is brain fuel. Your body runs on ketones. Your brain runs on ketones. It is phenomenal. So this is where we're gonna start. This is the game changer. This gets your head above the water, gives you energy, focus, appetite control, helps you with cravings, better mood, better sleep, and then you wanna know what we do? For all of those people who are like, they dove right into the ketogenic diet, and in 1 week they cleaned out their fridge, had everything switched over, and then didn't know what to do after that. This is how I help people start on a regular basis, and we are going to work on a lifestyle, not a diet. Diets don't last very long, right? So the first thing that we're gonna do after you drink this for a while is you don't have to dive into eating crazy 0 or under 20 carbs a day. Guess what we're gonna work on? Water. We're gonna work on your water intake. You wanna know what you're gonna do? I always tell people, this is what you're working on. I say, find your favorite type of mug to drink out of. I love to drink out of a straw or a shaker bottle. And what you're gonna do is get some rubber bands. This is super helpful. I took it from one of my friends. And how much of these you need to drink. So approximately half your body weight in ounces in water. And that's approximation, okay? So some people will be like, it's not that much, or that's too much. If you're thirsty, you're already getting dehydrated. And so what we do is we put rubber bands on there. When I fill it up, I take one off, I put them away, and guess what? When you're all done at the end of the day, guess what? They should all be gone. That is a great idea of how to keep yourself drinking enough water. So we're gonna drink the product, or you're gonna, and I'm gonna walk you through how I've helped 95% of women on this page start. There are a lot of you that just wanna do strict keto, diet-wise, all food-wise, and that is okay. please hear me out. If you wanna know more about food, I will let you know. If you wanna know how to track your food, we're gonna talk about that. This is how I start most people, or they come back later because they did the keto diet, fell off, gained the rest of the 50 pounds back, and started over again. So we're gonna drink water. Next, you wanna know what you're gonna do to make this a lifestyle? It took me 6 to 8 months, I think closer to 8 months, to switch our family completely over to eating better. We got rid of the processed sugars and carbs. Can you see that? So what does that look like? We loved Debbie snacks. I mean, anybody love Debbie snacks? We loved them. I bought them by the box, by the dozens of the box. So I just said, okay, we're done buying the processed sugars. We're done buying the cookies and the Oreos, because what happens is sometimes parents make an excuse and they'll go, that's for my kids, I won't eat it. And then their kids go to bed, and you wanna know what happens? They sit in front of the TV, they get the munchies, and then they go and grab the Oreos out of the cupboard and they eat the entire sleeve, because you can't just eat one. That's what happens. And so we have a rule in our house. We don't buy any junk. Like, I don't keep regular sugar in here. It wasn't an overnight switch. Once it was gone, it was gone. The hardest thing to get out of my house was the goldfish. I like held on to that box so tight. And my husband was like, Stephanie, you don't need goldfish. The girls don't need it. And I was like, I know, but it's an easy snack and they love it. And he was like, they get it at church. And I was like, you're right. Okay. And I just stopped buying it. And my children lived. And I got a lot of grief for that for the first year and a half, because when we started this and I started this page, a lot of people were like, you're crazy. Why would you starve your kids? And we got so much grief. Nobody gives us grief anymore because we've done it for long enough, and I think they've seen the benefits of us and our children. And so we're gonna talk about kids in a little bit. If you are venturing, like if your goal is to do this for your whole family, I need you to understand something. The word diet, the word fat, like fat as in what you look like, should not be in your vocabulary, because we've got 4 girls, and the last thing I want to create is a complex. I'm not doing this for my kids to be on a diet, and you shouldn't be either. You're doing this to create a lifestyle to when your kids grow up, they know how to, they feel like when my kids have something that's not super great for them, they know, because you want to know what happens? They go, my stomach hurts. And I always go, what did you eat? What did you eat today? And they're like, oh, I was at the birthday party and I had 2 cupcakes instead of 1. I should have only had 1. So if you are doing this with your family and you're constantly having a communication conversation with them, why are we eating this way? Hey, we should all try a new vegetable. Hey, maybe we should only have 1 cookie at the party. Guess what? It's gonna help your children immensely long-term, so that when they're adults, they can choose to make the best decisions that they absolutely can. So that's what we're gonna do. After you've gotten that out of your house, it's not like my kids don't ever have a donut. It's not like they don't have cookies. They get them at other places because there's no shortage anywhere, right? And I always say, are you sure you want to eat that? And they make their own decisions. And then if they get a tummy ache, then they feel it and they go, next time I'm not going to have that, okay? Then I always say, next, we're taking the buns off the burgers. What does this mean? I love this saying. So the next thing that we did after we drank some more water and got the processed sugars out, every single day I was drinking this because this is what gave me the energy. This helped me have the energy and the focus and the appetite control. Then I said, okay, we're done buying bread. Like, no more buns. We've got lettuce wraps. We found some low carb wraps for the girls, and I just said buns off the burgers, croutons off the salad, grab a lettuce wrap for your tacos, for your sandwiches, anything like that. So we just stopped buying it. When we have yes over, we don't buy it. People know how we eat and they're not offended. In the very beginning, our family used to, whenever we would grill out, they would all bring their own buns and their own bread. And now they don't even bring it because they've gotten so used to it, and a burger tastes better without the bun. So there you go, that's the next step. Okay, after that, after we did all of that, we started implementing some higher fats. I'm gonna talk you through why some people get frustrated eating this way. And I have a lot of people close to me who they were like, I can do this, high fat, low carb. They didn't lower their carbs, they highed their fats because they didn't quite understand it, they started gaining weight. That's a problem, right? That's why we're making this a lifestyle, so you understand it, so you get it. Good fats. I started cooking some food in Kerrygold butter. Doesn't have to be Kerrygold butter. Get some organic butter. Get some real butter. Margarine doesn't count. Or I started adding avocados into our foods, or coconut oil, different things like that. Some nuts or some eggs, eating the yolk. You don't have to eat the egg whites. And so this is the biggest misconception I think that people have. And I'm at fault for this because I used to teach a lot of you in the very beginning to make fat bombs and to get all your fats in and track all of your food. And if you don't eat enough fat throughout the day, go grab a couple fat bombs before bed because you didn't get all your fats in. Where the problem lies is this, and I just learned this a couple months ago from one of our friends who is more of an expert in the ketone space. He said, Stephanie, if people want to lose weight, they have to have lowered their calories. That's why in the very beginning, you should track your food. We're going to talk about that. Because just to get a visual, I don't track my food anymore. I know what to eat, what not to eat. I know what's going to hurt my stomach. If I mentally am going to eat pizza because that's something that it's my favorite food, then I know I'm going to have a stomach ache or I'm not going to feel very well. I have to mentally go, I feel really good. Do I want to eat that? So here's the deal. This is what I've learned. I'm not the expert. That if you eat a gram of carbs or a gram of protein, there are a certain amount of calories. But if you eat a gram of fat, it's not the same. It's actually more calories. So what happens is as women are going, oh my goodness, I'm tracking all of my food and I didn't get 80% fat, and they go grab 3 fat bombs before they go to bed. And they end up eating too many calories, and that's where they end up having a plateau. Which, by the way, if you're just watching, I'm doing the 60-hour keto reboot. And so this helps a lot of people get past the plateau, which we'll talk about at the very end. But I hope that's making sense. So I love that people make this a lifestyle and they dive into it lightly because the fats keep you fuller longer. That's why people eat this way. You don't have to eat the 6 meals a day, but it also is a process. So don't feel like you have, like if you're not hungry, don't eat. So I hope that's making sense. Okay, next, tracking food. There are lots of trackers out there. There's no shortage of trackers. Some people love to track everything they eat. My husband used MyFitnessPal for years. It's a great tracker. It can do, and then at the very end of the day, I tell most people, start like this. Go to MyFitnessPal, it's free. Track your food for a week. At the end of the day, hit the nutrition button, and then it'll show you where your fats, proteins, and carbs are. And then from there, you can tweak it a little bit, right? So you might go, I had 50% carbs. So it's one of those things I say, go eat what you think you need to eat. Go try to do the best that you can, and then we can tweak it. Now, I have a lot of people that want to use the food tracker, but I have more women that actually do this. They get up in the morning, they drink their coffee. If they want to add some keto cream or butter or coconut oil, we'll talk about that in a minute. They drink their product, there's lots of different flavors, and then they go about their day doing the best they can. They mentally note, they'll go like 50 carbs or under. They'll just do low carb. They do kind of keto-ish, right? So they'll mentally track like, oh, that was 10 carbs. Oh, that was, and they'll just try to do the best they can. Buns off burgers, croutons off a salad, lettuce wraps. They might eat an avocado on their salad with egg yolks, things like that. So that is how most people that I have been working with do it, and they're having great success. Okay, a lot of people ask questions about intermittent fasting. What does that look like, and why is this good for you? I hate intermittent fasting. I hate it because I love to eat breakfast, but it's really good for you. I've done it for a while. Sometimes my husband loves it. What does that look like? It's really, my husband calls it time restrictive eating. So he stops eating at about 8 o'clock at night. He doesn't eat till the next day at noon. In between that window, he may drink coffee, he may not. He may drink his keto cream, he may not. And he drinks his ketones. He drinks he drinks whatever flavor he wants to. This does not break your fast. This is what he does, and then he doesn't eat till lunchtime. It's great. If you love intermittent fasting, that's awesome. There's a lot of people that love it. It helps with lots of different things. I prefer to eat some eggs in the morning, and then I go about my day. What is this? So the product that I drink on a regular basis is called Ketosis and Keto Max. I'm actually going to talk about a 5-day experience. If you want to try a 5 or a 10-day experience, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Post a 5 or 10 below, and I'll get back to you later. This product puts you in ketosis in under an hour. It gives you those ketones. You can test it in your blood. One of the questions we're going to talk about at the end is testing your ketones to see if you're in ketosis. This will do it, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But for those of you who love to maybe blend your coffee with like butter and MCT oil, you could also use this if you're on the go. This is what my husband uses. It's called Keto Cream. This does not have ketones in it. This helps you on your ketogenic journey or your low carb journey. So I will read to you what this is because I'm not an expert, but what this is this. It's called Functional Fat Technology. It helps with DNA repair. It's got 3 different types of MCTs. It's got collagen in it. And I can send you some more information, but it is phenomenal. It tastes super yummy. And my husband puts this in his coffee. I can't drink coffee, but I put it in warm cashew milk or almond milk, unsweetened, of course. It is so good. So just gets your good fats up in the morning. So that helps when somebody is doing like intermittent fasting because then they stay fuller longer throughout their morning. So that is super great. If you're like, where do I get some of this? Just go to ketomom.com. That's it, Ketomom, ketomom.com. Or 5 or 10 day below, and I'll let you know about that. So intermittent fasting is great. It's not for everybody, but if you want to do it, go for it. I talked about stopping and eating at 8 o'clock at night, not eating till lunch that next morning. The ketones will not break your fast. Then we talk about moving. This is something that people get super frustrated about because they're like, I'm not ready to join a gym, or I can't run a marathon. That's not the point of this. The point of something that I love is this got me off the couch. I used to take a nap every single day at 2 o'clock. I turn the TV on and go, girls, I need a nap. Mom's tired. Watch a movie and wake me up when the timer buzzes every day. So what this does is it gives you the energy throughout your day, but also to go and move. Moving could be walking. Moving could be shooting hoops with your kids. It could be joining a gym. It could be taking a fitness class. There's lots of things that moving means. It doesn't mean that you have to hurry up and go run a marathon. It doesn't mean that you have to join a crazy workout class. It's just moving your body. Go for a walk. Go for a light jog. Start the couch to 5K run. Go YouTube a 10-minute video, or go do jumping jacks. My kids love to work out with me, so we do that together. That's moving. Now, before my phone dies, I want to make sure I get through this. This is a lot of people. I'm going to start with Q&A. Common questions, then we'll come to our foods if I get a chance. Okay. Common questions I get asked. How do we measure ketones? The very first day that I tried this, I snuck into the bathroom every hour and I peed on a strip. Why are the strips not accurate? I had never eaten low carb prior to this, so I was testing. I was peeing on strips. Is it great for a little bit? Sure. Will it give you peace of mind you're in ketosis? Yeah. But the longer you eat low carb, the longer you eat keto, the longer you take this, you can pee off the strip. You might not do it right. You might drink too much water and the strip doesn't work. The best way to measure your ketones is a blood meter. And this is tracked in your blood. You can drink this in an hour, test your blood ketones, and you can see it move. My husband did this the very first time we ever got the product in the mail. He was testing, if you understand this, at a 1.2 millimolar, his blood. After he took this, it was above a 3. If you're already doing the strict ketogenic diet, why would you take this? It just heightens everything. It maximizes everything. It makes it more optimal. Better focus, better mood, more appetite control. If you just need to start, we're going to start with this. But that's what he did. So measuring blood ketones, the best to do is a blood meter. You can just go on Amazon and type in ketone blood meter and get one. Okay, but the strips are not cheap. So I haven't tested my blood in probably a year. I can just feel it. I know I'm in ketosis. Okay, next question, scale or inches. How do you weigh yourself, or how do you know that you're on, when you're on this journey, that you're actually reaching your goals? Because a lot of people measure everything by the scale, and the scale is a lie. Get rid of your scale. When you're doing low carb, high fat, when you're doing keto, you wanna know what you have to do? Pay attention to the inches lost, pay attention to how your clothes are fitting, pay attention to extra reps in the gym, pay attention to maybe the movement that you're doing. Maybe you've walked an extra 5 minutes. There are lots of ways. How are you mentally feeling? How are you focused? How's your energy? There are so many benefits that people get caught up on that little scale. And that scale can budge if you drank too much water, if you didn't weigh yourself at the same time every single day, if your clothes aren't right. There's so many variables to that scale. Get rid of it. Okay, so it's about inches lost, clothes fitting differently. Dairy, can you have dairy while you're eating this? Everybody's different. One of my daughters cannot handle dairy very well. I can. Can you have dairy when you're doing the strict keto diet? Yeah, some people can, some people can't. So there's not a right or wrong. It's not a one size fits all. We don't use a ton of it, but I'll use heavy whipping cream and some fat bombs, or I'll eat some cheese. She tries to stay away from it because she knows it hurts her stomach. There are some women that reach a plateau because they eat too much dairy. And so if you've reached that plateau, I would highly recommend going, how much dairy am I eating, and maybe cut back on that. Same thing with nuts. You can have nuts. Almonds and things are great. The problem is people dig their hands into that container way too often. So one handful, a portion size, ends up being 8 handfuls. So I highly recommend that when you grab a container or you buy a container of almonds or different things like that, portion size them out in snack baggies and grab 1 snack baggie versus 5 of them. That's another thing that could keep people at a plateau. Okay, fat is bad. Fat is not bad. Fat is good. Fat keeps you fuller longer. Your brain runs on good fats. It's good fats like the yolk in your eggs, avocados, organic butter, coconut oil, things like that. It is not bad. Electrolytes. People ask about electrolytes. Don't be afraid. You can go buy electrolytes all day long. When your body's in ketosis, whether it's through the diet or you're taking this product, you might have to grab some magnesium or potassium, and that's okay. You need to drink a ton of water. Grab some Himalayan salt, put this on your food, you'll be just fine. If you get cramps at night, go put some in some water. I actually just had to drink some Calm. It's magnesium, it's C-A-L-M. I get it off Amazon, super simple, super cheap. Get it at a local grocery store. It's called Calm Magnesium, and I have to drink that at night so I don't get cramps in my legs. Or sometimes my husband gets, I think we get this at Costco, we love Costco, just lemon juice. Add some lemon and Himalayan salt to your water and you'll be just fine. So your body's flushing out all of those electrolytes, you just have to replenish them. Okay, kids, why are my kids doing this? Because I've realized over the last little while the power of ketones in the brain. So let's talk about this real quick. My kids drink this every day. My kids are in ketosis because of a product. They're not super strict keto with the diet. So sometimes people go, ooh, I don't know, can your kids have a mint? My kids can have a mint. We just got the processed sugars and carbs out of our house. My kids drink this every single day. They love the Heart Tart, caffeine-free, and it helps them. It helps them with their energy. Or they don't need the energy. It's not like a bad energy. It's like a long sustained energy. Ketones are a fuel source. Helps them with their mental clarity. And so I've just listened to enough experts to understand the power that ketones, pure therapeutic ketones have behind them, that I will not have them go a day without it. I just won't. It's a mom preference. And then if they, again, we've talked about if they want a treat, they have it outside the home. And there's no shortage of treats. So lastly, fruit. One of the common questions is, can I have fruit on this diet or lifestyle? Now, if you're doing the strict keto diet, you cannot, it's not that you can't, you will have to eliminate fruits from the way that you eat. If you're eating a lifestyle approach like we do, we stick to berries. My kids still have some fruit. I don't even like fruit, so it's not a problem for me, but that's why. So my kids eat berries and they like apples. I just don't like fruit, so I don't eat it. It's not a problem for me. If you're taking this, this is not a magic pill. So some people go, well, this didn't work. I tried your 5-day experience. Why would I try this? You wanna know why you try a 5 or 10-day experience? You try this for a couple of reasons. So you can go, Stephanie, I love the Heart Tart. I want to try this for a month. Or, oh my goodness, the raspberry lemonade is my favorite. Hey, how do I get the splash? Every single day I'm going to walk you through. You're going to take one a day if you want to do a 5 or a 10. And what you're going to do is you're going to go every day. You're going to message me on my page. You're going to go, my energy was phenomenal. Wow, it helped with my appetite. How was your focus that day? How was your sleep? And we're going to talk and we're going to figure out your goals. We're going to help make this a lifestyle for you. I'm not going to hand you this and go, see you later. I'm going to walk you through it. So that's what this does. Comes in caffeine and caffeine free. Why would you want caffeine free? Only if you're going to have it for your kids, or if you're completely caffeine sensitive. Otherwise, caffeine, it's a small amount, like a small cup of coffee, helps with the uptake of ketones. So here's the deal. Like, this is a game changer. You can test it in your blood. It's how I've been able to do what I do on a regular basis for 3 years, and I've never felt better, ever. So 5 or 10-day experience, post that below. I will message you about that. Let me know if you've got questions. I talked about the keto cream. This doesn't always come in the 5-day experience unless you message me and ask me for one, or you can go to ketomom.com and just grab a box. You put this in your coffee or almond milk. Lastly, I'm doing the keto reboot. You can follow me here. I'll be posting about this. It's actually this. I spilt it. This. So this is a 24-hour ecosystem to where what you're gonna do is I'm not eating for the next 60 hours. I will walk you through how I feel, what I'm doing, how things taste. But what this does is this gives you, it puts you in ketosis, helps you get past the plateau. It helps with you, it really helps you understand that you control food. Food does not control you. Helps you realize how many times you eat out of habit, you eat out of emotion, you eat because your kids have food on their plate, you eat because you're sitting in front of a TV, you eat because you're at the movie theater. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna realize, like, we've got a tea, the keto broth, we got the ketones, pure therapeutic ketones in here. You can't get this right now. So be watching my page. I will walk you through how I've been feeling, all the flavors. I'll walk you through what this looks like over the next few days. August 1st, put that in your calendar. You can get that. Actually, it's the beginning of every single month. So if for some reason you watch this and it's past August 1st, guess what? At the beginning of every single month, until it's sold out, you can purchase the reboot kit, and then I'll walk you through how to do it. And so if you have any questions, private message me. This is about a lifestyle. This is not a strict, well, it's about a lifestyle. It's about making this last long term. Lastly, this is what I did in the very beginning. I put a sheet of paper so you can see how we ate, and I said, girls, what do you want for breakfast? Bacon, eggs, keto pancakes, sausage, or if you like coffee, if you're intermittent faster. Here's the deal. I don't love to cook. Go to Pinterest and type in keto meals, kids keto breakfasts. People type in vegetarian keto meals, low carb suppers, low carb hot dish or casserole. Like there's no shortage of meals and easy things to follow. Pinterest is your best friend. Follow it. Dairy-free keto meals. That's a big one. Okay, lunches. This is what I did. I said, girls, what do you want for lunches? Do you want a burger? Do you want a salad? We have meats and vegetables. I love egg salad. Girls love tuna fish. We just keep it simple and I just throw vegetables and my kids eat fruit. If you're going out to eat, here's the deal. Don't get frustrated when you're out and about. That's the easiest thing to do. So yeah, your Caesar dressing might not be 100% organic, but it's better than another option like French fries that you could eat. Some people get so up in arms because they went out to eat. I love to go out to eat. And I love to say, hey, I want a bacon cheeseburger with avocado and egg, hold the bun and lettuce, side Caesar salad, add some bacon, add some egg, add some avocado. Like, I love it. If I could order that every single day, I would. And it's not perfect, it's better, and I think it's good. So, and I feel great. So, this is our dinners. We just eliminated the potatoes, the rice, the pasta, and we started eating meats and vegetables, salads, and my kids just joined us because that's what we ate. The first couple weeks when we started this, yeah, it was hard because I tried to do the best that I could and I made them try vegetables, but after a while, they figured it out. They were fine. Okay, snacks. My kids love nuts. We love pickles, veggies and dip, cheese sticks, beef sticks, pork rinds. Again, they're not perfect, but we just do the best that we can. Don't mess up good for perfect. Don't get frustrated because somebody says, I can't believe you're doing that, and they try to make you fail. Stick to it. Stay focused. This is not everybody's different. You might have a friend that may go, I lost 20 pounds in a month, and then you might be like, I'm only at 1. It is a process. It is about good, better, best. It is about how is you mentally feeling? How are you physically feeling? Can you get up and go? Can you go without a nap? Do you feel energized? So don't give up. You can do this. If you want to try this is a game changer. It is. I'm not going to stop talking about it because I've been drinking it for 3 years. And I say it's selfish of me not to talk about it. It would be selfish of me not to share it because it's helping so many people. I could interview thousands of moms and go, what has it done for you? How has it helped you? What are you doing with you? Did you ever think you would be here? And they all would say no. But I'm here because I believed in myself. I didn't believe in myself before. We have a great community of people. We do this together. And if you slip up, like say you go out for pizza or say you enjoy some nachos, the next day you take this product, you get back on track, and you keep going. It's not a magic pill, but it is something that goes, oh, I didn't feel very good last night. I made some poor decisions. We was at a birthday party and I enjoyed myself with my kids. I'm gonna get back on track and keep going. What happens is when somebody dives into a diet and they get frustrated because they fall off, or maybe they had a weekend of garbage, they don't have anything to keep them back on track. See, when what happens is their weekend turns into an entire week because they go to the office and everybody's like, have a donut. And they're like, oh, I'll start Tuesday. Hey, you wanna go out to eat? It's Tuesday. I'm gonna start Wednesday. Wednesday comes, we got a birthday party. Oh, I'm gonna start next week. I'll start next month. Then I'll start next year, and it's a vicious cycle. I hear it, I see it all the time. So, I hope you have a great night. I hope this was helpful. I would love it, actually would be super honored if you would tag a friend below, and anybody that you know that just needs help on their health journey, maybe share this, just share it and go, hey, come join me on this journey and let me help you. So, have a great night. I appreciate you all. I will go back through all of the questions and I will message you all. Here's the deal. I don't hire anybody to help me with this page. I get back to all of the questions. Are there some mean people on here? Yes. I tell people in the very beginning, take off your black robe. This is not about judging people. If you do it a certain way and you don't want to do that here, you don't have to be here. Don't be rude to anybody. Don't be disrespectful. And I have a really easy button that goes, see ya. And that's okay. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just simply saying, like, this is meant to be a community where somebody can be open, work on their lifestyle, feel great, and it's a journey, and it's not something that somebody has to come on here and look at a negative comment. This is only about walking people through their better. That's it. So I hope you have a great night. I'm gonna finish my tea, and I'm gonna go to bed, and then I will walk you through over the next couple of days all about the reboot. So if you wanna know more about the reboot,